Welcome to HCS Talks. I'm your host, Superintendent of Hampton City Schools, Raymond Haynes. This is a Hampton City Schools podcast. If you're listening for the first time, thank you for joining us. If it is important to students, parents, teachers, the community, or anything that has to do with education, we hope to cover it on HCS Talks. The goal is to inform, educate, and even entertain you. Today, I have the opportunity to sit down with Chenequa Hayden, who oversees the City of Hampton's Healthy Families. So thank you for being here, Ms. Hayden. I'm looking forward to our conversation and for the listening audience to learn more about Hampton Healthy Families, and the great partnership Hampton City Schools has with Healthy Families. So let's begin, Ms. Hayden, by telling the listening audience a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me. I am Chenequa Hayden, as you mentioned. I have been the administrator of Hampton Healthy Families now going on 10 years. I have been with the City of Hampton almost 19 years working at Hampton Healthy Families. One fun fact about me being at Hampton Healthy Families, I started as an intern from the Hampton University graduate
the home
program.
by the sea.
Yes, in counseling, and I have literally been there ever since.
Outstanding. So are you from this area, Ms. Hayden?
I am not from this area. I'm originally from Mississippi, so I'm a long way from home.
Mississippi. So what brought you here from Mississippi?
What brought me to this area from Mississippi was college. So I chose to go to undergraduate at Virginia State University in Petersburg, Virginia. And then from there, I chose to go to graduate school at Hampton University.
Wow. And you have not looked back since.
I have not.
So you say 10 years in this current position, 19 years with Healthy Families altogether?
Yes.
So what are the other positions or what else did you do within Healthy Families?
Okay. So as I originally mentioned, I was a graduate intern. And then from there, I served as a lead facilitator for parenting programs, with the focus being programs for parents who had youth. Then I was a early interventionist, working with children ages birth to 3, diagnosing developmental concerns and delays. And then from there, I was a team leader for our home visitation program. And then from there, I was the manager of parenting education. And then from there, you now have me as the administrator of Hampton Healthy Families.
And we're very fortunate to have you. You just grew in that organization, and they saw the skills and talents that you possess and continue to benefit from your leadership overall. That's a beautiful thing. So. Yeah. Do you have family around here or in this area? Or?
I do have family in this area. One of the major reasons I probably stayed is I happen to meet my husband in this area.
Nice.
And so I'm now married. And I have an amazing 4-year-old son who keeps us on our toes. Parenting a 4-year-old in your 40s is interesting. And then, of course, I have some wonderful in-laws. My in-laws are also here. And then I have an aunt and uncle.
All right. Aunt and uncle in this area?
I do.
Is that another reason that drew you to this area? Because you had family here? Or?
I think I pulled them here.
Oh.
I think I came and they were like, she seems to like it.
So they were in Mississippi and they came?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. And so I'm so happy to have them because they're my aunt and uncle, of course, from my side of the family. All the other support we have is with my husband's family, who's local.
Yes, ma'am. So do you still have family in Mississippi?
I do.
How often do you go there?
Twice a year.
Drive, fly, or?
Driving. Driving.
How is that experience? How far is that of a drive?
1,000 miles.
1,000. And you do it in one day or?
Well, my husband's a driver. No matter how much I'm trying to get him to become a flyer. But we do drive. We will actually be there next month for my father's 75th birthday.
1,000 miles.
I'm already preparing. Straight through.
Do you drive at all or he takes it the whole way?
I do not. I just make sure he has plenty of snacks and entertainment.
And your son is okay with that drive or?
He is going down, but by the time we come back, I think he's had enough.
All right, Ms. Hayden. Can you share with us about Healthy Families as I know, it is a robust community organization that provides many services. So I think it would be advantageous to the listening audience to learn all about healthy families and what you have to offer with the program.
Okay, so thank you again for this opportunity. It is a robust program. Hampton Healthy Families is actually the prevention arm of the Department of Human Services for the city of Hampton. So what that means is all of our work is structured around children and families from birth through adolescence. Mm-hmm. So it's made up of 7 program areas, and it's literally something for parents from the time they find out they're having this baby all the way up until their children become teenagers and they're in high school.
Nice.
So I tell parents all the time, once you have this child, you're kind of like, what do I do next? But we do have something for you no matter what stage of parenting you're in, which I think makes us very unique. Because depending on the stage of parenting you're in, that changes the needs that you have.
Exactly.
So when looking at our programming, it starts with home visitation. We have our Healthy Start program, which individuals who find out that they're having a baby, they can come and join our home visitation program, and we start having family support workers go to their home.
So is that literally what it means? You're actually going to the home.
They literally go into the home and help mom and dad stay safe and healthy, make sure that mom is going through all appointments, medical appointments, right, to have a very healthy pregnancy, because we also want to make sure baby's healthy.
Right.
And so they literally go into the homes. They literally help you stay up on your medical appointments. They literally talking to you about the development of your baby and the things that you can do to help yourself and the child stay safe.
So one of the things that you send mom, but it is also something for the father as well.
Absolutely.
So
we love to have fathers participate.
Okay.
Because this is the thing. When you're having a child, it also influences the dad.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And dads are needed, very
Yes.
much so. So they need to know what's happening in mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
As she's carrying this child. Also needs to know what to expect when the baby comes out,
Mm-hmm.
as far as childhood development, so that you know how to be able to be a support and bond with the child as well. So father's role is very, very important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree wholeheartedly. So this is during the home visitation program is I guess before the child is born.
Yes. So it starts before they're born.
Okay. And then do you continue with that after the child is born, or do they move into another program?
So they stay with us after the child is born until the child turns 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then very often after that, we transition them, plug here, to our wonderful colleagues here at Hampton City Schools, making sure so that they're able to see the transition from having a home visitor and knowing what to expect now that they're school age. Because, that's also a nervous time when your little one's about to go to kindergarten.
Yes.
Because you don't know what to expect.
Yes. And I think, you and I talked before about making certain that we were able to denote who these families are when they transition to Hampton, and ensuring that we are aware of the services and resources that the family has been provided. So how is that coming along? Have we gotten connected and more collaborative in that approach too?
We have. So Trina Hatcher and I have had a meeting about it, and then I also had the opportunity to bring in my family services program manager that's over this program, and we had a meeting with Ms. Shonda Epps for Title I, and so we already have some things planned to make sure that the transition this year is even more smoother and more detailed.
And with the support from Ms. Epps and the family engagement specialist, we're able to look to see how those resources and support have helped in terms of making a more seamless, smooth transition into schools as well.
Absolutely.
Correctly.
So what we're looking at doing this year is we will have the families there, and then we'll also have their FSWs on my team there, and then we're going to also have our Title I workers there so they can literally get to meet the Title I team members that's in their child's school.
Nice.
And so we're looking forward to that.
But I'm also, looking at it from the standpoint of the value added with that, and how we could sort of kind of track the successes and what other supports we could probably push into and to make certain that our young people are ready. So we talk about this early literacy and making certain that they're able to read by a certain grade level and understand. And then we're always talking about ensuring that our young people are graduating the portrait of a Hampton graduate. But it starts with programs like this home visitation and getting these young people and parents prepared before the young person is even born.
Absolutely. And so the other dynamic thing we've been able to do with our partnership is we've been able to, also track these children from once they graduate from Healthy Start and then come over to Hampton City Schools. We're able to also, you all have been so willing to let us track their performance.
Yes.
To say, hey, what kind of difference does it make having prevention?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the data has shown that it has made a difference. They're coming to school more frequently, right? They're
Yes,
doing better
ma'am.
on their piles and
Yes,
things of that
ma'am.
nature. And so I just think it's just a wonderful thing to be able to know that it's not just stopping here.
Yes, ma'am. And then it also helps, I think, with your program to look to see where there may be some opportunities for growth in the process and what other resources you could perhaps provide to further strengthen the program, if that makes sense.
It does.
Yes. So when they come out of the home visitation program, I know they transition to us in Hampton City Schools, but what else does Healthy Families provide to support our young people, even beyond the Birth to 5 program?
Okay, so beyond that, we also have our infant toddler connection, which is for children birth to 3 that may have some developmental delay or concerns. That's our early intervention arm. We also have parenting education programs. So parenting education programs are your parenting classes, workshops. They can be done in person or virtually. A lot of our partners in the schools will contact our team if they want some parenting support around very specific topics. They know that they can contact us, and this is a resource that we can provide. We can do a group for parents. We can give resources on that, and that all is a part of the work that we do also from the parent education arm. And then we also have playgroup, which is playgroup from children, under the age of 5, which we partner with. We're at the Mallory site as of right now, holding parent-children playgroups, which has also been a dynamic collaboration.
How long has the playgroup program been in place?
It's been in place a really long time. I want to say we've been at the Mallory site probably going on like 7 years.
Okay.
For a long time. And the Mallory site was an extension, us extending it from our main office.
Okay.
Because we wanted to be able to, I wanted to identify an area in the city where it wasn't downtown, which was making it challenging for some of
Yes.
our customers to get there.
Yes.
And so wanted to have something that was more so in a neighborhood and area where it was like, yeah, it would be really nice if we had something in this area that was more centrally located for families. So that's how Mallory came about.
So talk a little bit more about the playgroup. It's obvious that it helps, I guess, with social skills and establishing a positive sense of self and what have you. So can you tell a little bit more about what it entails?
So we hold playgroups several days a week at Mallory, and it's just what you said, Dr. Haynes. It helps with social skills. We actually try to give the children kind of a snapshot of kind of what it's going to be like when they go to school, right?
Yes.
So you have these various educational activities. You have circle times. You're doing crafts. You're doing learning. You're doing story times. You're doing snack time. You're doing outside time. But the whole time, the parent is there.
Okay.
Because that's the other thing. No, you cannot just drop your children off. You stay with your children. Because the other piece we want parents to be able to take away is if we're doing this in playgroup and it's working well for your child, maybe it's a great idea for you to model it also at home.
Absolutely. I love that concept, and it sounds like a great program as well. So talk a little bit more about the before and after school programs, because we know that's a valuable partnership you have with Hampton City Schools.
It is. It's a valuable and large partnership we have with Hampton City Schools. So we have 24 sites, before and aftercare sites. We have 8 before sites and 11 aftercare sites. And so, of course, we know it's so convenient to parents and children because these sites are taking place right at their schools. They don't have to get transported somewhere else. No slight, but it's convenient.
Yes.
It's very convenient. They don't have to get transported somewhere else. It's cost effective. We have homework assistance. You have structured play. It just makes sense.
Yes, and it's a great partnership, like I mentioned, with Hampton City Schools, because they transition either come to the before school program, but they transitioned to the after school program, and they're able to get the assistance and support for the academic side of the ledger as well. And then there's some, I would imagine there are some structured activities with it as well.
Yes.
So talk a little bit more
We have
about
some,
that.
like I like to call, I said structured play, but there's some recreational activities. We do some STEM focused event activities with them. Sometimes we do some drumming and yoga, just these different enrichments. Exposing them to just different things.
Nice.
Because you never know what you're going to like until you're really exposed to it.
Absolutely. Do you also give them an opportunity to talk about things they would like to have in terms of activities
We do.
as well?
We allow an opportunity often for parents to give us feedback. But one of the things that we recently were talking about is wanting to hear a little bit more from our our children.
Yes. That student voice is critically important to all that we do.
So that is actually something we're going to be working on before the end of this school year. It's getting to hear the voice of the children. Of course, they will tell us if there's an activity or something that they would like at the site that we don't have. And then, of course, we make it a priority to make sure we get it. But I think it is important to be able to hear their voice in a uniform fashion.
You're absolutely right on that. So are there opportunities, and you may not know the answer to this, and it's something we could further connect on at a later date, opportunities where you may have connected with the academies of Hampton and the extended learning coordinators and sort of kind of combined some efforts?
Yes, there has been opportunities in which we have partnered with the community, with the academies. We have actually been hiring some of our children from young people from the various academies. I know we originally started at Hampton High with the Health, Human, and Financial Services Academy. We had hired some children in the Human Services track before, some young people. And so it's been recently brought to my attention that we've expanded. And so we have also hired some young people from Bethel and from Kecoughtan.
The Academy of Teaching, Education, and Learning.
Yes, sir.
I went to visit that academy a couple of weeks ago, and they were very proud to tell me that they were hired by Healthy Families. So I knew the answer to that. Sort of like a test for you. But
hopefully I passed.
Yes, you absolutely did. You passed with flying colors, but that connection, I think, we certainly don't want to we want to make certain we are aware of what is going on in Hampton City Schools and the efforts, and making certain that there are opportunities where we can combine efforts as well, because the focus and goals are the same, and that portrait of a Hampton graduate and ensuring young people are career, college, and life ready. But it doesn't just start at the high school, but we do have the extended enrichment coordinators at the middle school as well. So we're looking at providing these signature experiences at the elementary and middle school level. So want to look at opportunities where you can push in with the extended learning coordinators at the middle schools as well.
Okay.
And that just started this year, so it's not like you're behind the 8 ball in any way, shape, or form. So, Ms. Hayden, looking at our partnership that you have between Hampton City Schools and Healthy Families, what are some things that you're the thing, and probably it's more than one thing, that you're most proud of?
I really did give this a lot of thought because we really are connected in many ways. But even with looking at the various ways and capacities that we're connected, I think the thing that is most proudest for me is our long-standing partnership, okay? And the reason why that comes to mind is because regardless of the various, the different people that may move on from, depending on the positions and things of that nature, a lot of times between organizations, once transition happens, the partnerships fade away. That has not happened between Hampton City Schools and Hampton Healthy Families.
Yes, ma'am.
And for me, I think that is dynamic, right? And that also allows us to continue to take a true look at what we're doing and say, okay, we're doing this piece really great, but is there any gaps? Which it would be nice for us to try to fill in here.
Right.
And so for me, I think it's the long-standing commitment to the partnership. And to me, that's really collaborative. Like, that's true collaboration.
Nicely stated, and it speaks to our mantra. We talk about one community, one transformation. It speaks volumes to the partnerships that we have with Healthy Families in the city as well, and ensuring that we're all on the same page and doing what's in the best interest of young people and our city as a whole. When you look at Hampton as a great city to live, work, eat, and play, and we want to continue to model what that means. So we certainly are appreciative of all that you bring to our young people and to our community. I know we are in the month of May now, but last month there were blue pinwheels around Hampton. So talk to me about the pinwheels and what they represent.
Okay. So those blue pinwheels that you saw in April actually is the national symbol for April being Child Abuse Prevention Month. So it's something that communities throughout the country were planting and saying we stand in solidarity and in awareness of knowing that April is Child Abuse Prevention Month and that we all do play a role in ensuring that our children are safe.
Yes,
Though there's
ma'am.
organizations that specifically our services support that, we all have a responsibility to our children
Yes, ma'am.
to keep them safe. And so we're always trying to grow and extend and demonstrate that throughout the city even more. So hopefully you'll see them even more next
Yes,
year in
ma'am.
April.
And again, once again, a strong partnership with the City of Hampton and Hampton City Schools and recognizing the most critically important aspect of it all and making certain our young people are safe.
Yes.
How do individuals get connected?
Yes. So we have a few ways that individuals can get connected to healthy families. They can take a look at our website, of course, which is www.hampton.gov/healthyfamilies. We also have a pretty good social media presence, hence me being a parent that uses social media a lot. And so they can find us on Facebook and Instagram under Hampton Healthy Families. We put a lot of our programming that's going to be happening, as well as images and things of that nature of programs that have happened.
Okay.
And then also they can also go to the city's website, which is www.hampton.gov, and they can look up Hampton Healthy Families and they'll find us.
Outstanding. So, as we wrap up, is there anything else you would like to share with the listening audience?
I would just say this. Please take the time to check out our opportunities that we have at Hampton Healthy Families. There's a lot of resources and support that we have, and it's okay to take advantage of those. The things that I think people need to understand is being a parent is a rewarding thing, but there's also times when it's challenging.
Yes, ma'am.
And when it's challenging, it's okay to get some support, and we're here to do that.
Have the resources and support to make certain that the challenges don't appear as challenging when you're working together.
Exactly.
Yes, ma'am. So thank you, Ms. Hayden, for joining me today.
Anytime.
Thank you, Ms. Hayden, for leaving Mississippi and coming to our great city. And thank you for your service and dedication to the city of Hampton. I have thoroughly enjoyed our time together and look forward to our continued partnership.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. And to our listeners, remember, education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. As one community, one transformation, we will ensure academic excellence for every child, every day, whatever it takes. Catch you next week.
Listen to learn more about Hampton City Schools. New episodes of HCS Talks drop on Thursdays. Subscribe and listen to HCS Talks. HCS Talks is a Hampton City Schools production.